The matter came to our attention over the weekend through social media, and we immediately reviewed the incident at hand. And the way in which we reviewed the incident is looking for the reasons why officers stopped Mr. Blakeney's vehicle. And there was a call made to us which I believe lasted for 8 minutes. So there were reasons to stop the vehicle. And also the officers, who included officers from the Roads Policing Unit, dealt with the incident, and they also wore video body cams, so we're able to review what's taken place. And my concern is that we've reached out to Mr. Blakeney and offered him the opportunity to come and speak to us, but he said he's not available to Wednesday. But obviously he's made expressions on his radio station which are at odds to the facts of this matter that we've so far established. But that aside, Mr. Blakeney makes comments around the professionalism of the BPS officers in question. And I will defend those officers. They acted professionally. Our officers will seek to be courteous. And as part of our code of ethics and standards of professionalism in the BPS, we do not target people. We will act on intelligence or information provided to the public. So I'm looking forward to resolving the matter with facts and not necessarily comments that may not be entirely accurate. But there's also suggestions in regards to the way in which the BPS operate, stating around the way in which we work, issues in regards to Government House and so forth. And also about incidents like this damaging our relationship with the community. And that's something I do take very seriously. And I repeatedly, and will always say, the most important issue for policing is to have confidence in our community, a positive relationship. And indeed, that's reflected by the fact that in the past month, we were notified for the last quarter that satisfaction in the Bermuda Police Service has risen by 25% to 75%, which is the highest level seen for over a period of 10 years. And whilst we're a learning organisation and we will take on board any criticism or any comments where we can do better, it's also important as Commissioner that I support my officers when they go out to do often a very difficult role, often in very difficult circumstances. And my expectation is that they will be professional, and I believe that they were professional in this matter. So I'm happy to take any questions, but I just wanted to clear that matter up.
Is there any particular reason why, according to Mr. Blakeney, 8 officers were present in multiple police vehicles? Can you just explain the level of response?
Well, I always find that, there's an irony in that, because the amount of correspondence and letters I get in regards to more officers being on the road and addressing some of the issues around speeding, issues around drink-related driving, and also just inconsiderate driving is immense. And we've recently had Inspector Charlene Thompson, who's taken over our Roads Policing Unit, and she's doing terrifically well. She's changed the duties of the Roads Policing Unit to be working at times where we think it's more relevant. And also looked at the way in which we deploy our resources. So the fact that 8 people turned up is not necessary to target one individual. It's actually demonstrative of the amount of resources that we do have available across Bermuda to address issues on our road. So I see it as a positive issue, but obviously also taking into account the body cam evidence that we have, we're able to obviously establish the facts of what took place.
Just speaking as a motorist who has been stopped by police before, I've never been stopped by that many vehicles or that many officers.
Well, I don't think it's a question of being stopped by that, because it sounds as if 8 people had to go, because officers will respond in regards to incidents that are put over the radio. So if an officer hears something, quite often it will be the closest person that will attend, but other officers may also attend in regards to any additional resource needs, but their time in remaining there will be subject to calls elsewhere. So one can't sort of insinuate from the number of officers there it's because it's a matter of targeting. It's just representative of not only the officers we've got available, but also officers' independent ability to be able to attend to a particular incident if they're in proximity.
Now, given that there is a dispute as to what happened during the stop, is there any consideration perhaps given to releasing some of the body cams?
That's exactly what we're looking at. What we will do, I mean, as Commissioner, I've said, and I think it's demonstrated, that we will hold officers to account. And sadly, we have seen a number of officers held to account for matters over the past few months. And even if a complaint is not made, we will refer it to our professional standards department just to assess the particular incident. And that shouldn't worry our officers because it's about just ensuring they're professional. And the indication I've had is that on this occasion they were. We welcome the opportunity to speak to Mr. Blakeney. And as I say, we have reached out to him. We offered him the opportunity to meet with myself, but he's made obviously expressions on the radio station this afternoon. And I think it's only fair that I should express my own view on this and support the officers that were involved in this incident.
Now, we have heard reports of, very separate, we have heard reports of a light night cruise returning to the island. Can you give me any details of whether it's...
Well, I think we've already made a release around that. We're aware of such an allegation. It has been reported to the Minister for Health. As with all COVID breaches, we'll seek to establish the facts, and I think it's right not to judge the incident until we actually know what took place. Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.